Good afternoon, my people. What is going on? It is your main man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. I welcome each and every one of you to episode 182, 3 tips to improve your vocation. Yes, that is vocation. I'm not here to teach y'all how to improve your vacations. Maybe that's on another future episode. But before we get down to the get down, I got to practice the attitude of gratitude and say thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you who are here with me as I stream live across the Wealth Our Way Facebook page and the Wealth Our Way Network YouTube page. If you have not done so, please hit your way over to the YouTube page and subscribe to Wealth Our Way Network. I'd like to give the Wealth Our Way Nation salute to the many members of Wild Nation who will watch this program in its pre-recorded state, overnight, over the weekend, on their lunch break, wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. And last but not least, a heartfelt how are you to the good folks on the Life 101 platform who listen to the audio version of this very here program. So let's get all the suspense out the way right now. If you watched the Financial Power Hour last night, I want to be very clear. Yes, this is the exact same shirt that I had on when I shot the Financial Power Hour, because I have decided to spend the night over number one daughter's house and my princess, whose character is above my left shoulder. And I didn't bring a change of clothes. I can't remember to do everything. And when I woke up this morning, I did shower. But when I woke up this morning, I realized I didn't have any clean clothes. So I had to recycle the clothes. I'm recording this program, and then I'm dipping back to the crib where I'll have some clean garments moving forward. But nobody's here but me. It's all good. Was last night not amazing? Did I not under promise and over deliver with the wonderful, talented mompreneur, Nicole Purvey? Did she not deliver some gems and some jewels? And it was the perfect lead in to wrapping up our 3-part series on 3 tips to improve your life. We talked about improving your circle of friends. We talked about improving, today what we're doing is improving your vocation. And we talked about improving how you spend your time. These are 3 level ups that I find some of the most successful people that I have an opportunity to deal with and spend time around and learn from. These are ways that they improve their own life. And I am a student of life. I'm constantly learning, whether it's through reading or through association. These tips are real. They really, really work. If you apply them, they work. So I know you guys come here for financial tidbits, and this part, the 3 tips on how to improve your vocation, do focus more on the financial side of things. But this is still a life hack. This is more about living a fulfilling life. If dealing with the life that you have now leaves you feeling empty. Nicole talked about that last night. She kept getting amazing job after amazing job, jobs that she was thankful for and that other people might kill for, but she kept going home feeling like this isn't my life. This isn't for me. And I experienced that. I'm sure you've experienced that. Here today, we're going to learn 3 tips on how to improve your vocation, how to improve what you do to make your money, to make your livelihood, to just set up the type of life that you want for yourself and for your loved ones. So let's, without further ado, get into the tips. Tip number 1, you have to identify a vocation, a line of work. I don't like to use a line of work because I believe, like Zig Ziglar famously said, if you find work that you love, you will never work another day in your life. I'm gonna put some of my closest friends on blast. I've had a lot of homies that I went to the great Temple University with who played professional sports, and it's a game, right? We all love games. I have had them confide in me, and I won't use any particular names, that once they had to play this game for a scholarship, or once they even had to play this game on a professional level for millions of dollars, that it wasn't the love that they once had for it. It became work. It wasn't where they felt that their passions lie. And there's such a thing people talk about all the time, that when you get money, money allows you to be who you really always wanted to be. Like there's an old saying that money changes people, but the real saying is that money doesn't change people. Money further allows you to amplify what your spirit inside of you is. So I had a lot of friends who didn't really want to play professional sports. That wasn't their love. That just happened to be what they did better than 99.5% of the rest of the world. But they wanted to sing, or they wanted to be a business mogul, or they wanted to do other things. And the necessary money-making endeavor that they did was playing professional sports. So I challenge you to look at your life. The late Miles Monroe, great pastor that he is and was, he said that God gives you skills that you are very, very good at naturally, that most align with your passion. And my pastor, Pastor Ted Winsley, shout out to Pastor Ted of the Family Church, talked to him today, love you, sir. Pastor Ted said something almost the opposite, but the same as what Miles Monroe was saying. Miles Monroe said the things that you're best at, the things that you like to do, will align with your passion. Pastor Ted pointed out the things that you dislike the most, the things that bother you the most, are also normally aligned with your passion. And I can speak truly for that. So you guys know I love dealing with finances and teaching finances. Well, I'm really good at numbers. I'm really good at communicating difficult things and breaking them down into more bite-sized ways to get the information in you. So there's my personal good skills aligning with my passion. The other thing is I hate brokenness. I hate growing. Where I grew up, it was the ghetto, trash on the ground, piss in the hallways. Can I say piss on my program? It's my program. Yeah. Piss in the hallways, stuff that just reeked of poverty. And I can't stand it. I don't think anyone should live like that. When I see poverty, it just ruins my spirit and makes me sad. So my passion is very clear to me. Fixing what I dislike by using the strengths that I love. My passion is teaching you guys about finances. But even further, it's been explained to me that my passion goes beyond this financial platform in uplifting uplifting and making sure that people have the tools that they need to better their lives, which is why we're talking about tips of improvement now. So tip number one, make sure you are aiming your vocation in the direction of where your heart lies. Now, I know what y'all going to say. Big Tank, clearly you do well for yourself. You make a good living. I'm tired of people who make money telling me who I got to go to this job just so I can pay my rent, that I can do all these pie in the sky dream things. Let me tell you this. I didn't always make a lot of money. And in the middle of my making money years, I went completely bankrupt. When I got divorced in 2015, I filed bankruptcy. I hit the bottom. I started from the bottom, then got here, and then I went back to the bottom. So I haven't always made money hand over fist, but I have a heart that seeks out abundance. And as a result, I never feel down and out. I always feel as though there's more in the universe for me to get, and I go get it. So with that being said, one is for your passion. Two is using your current job. So this is for my W-2 employees right now, because I know we talk a lot about entrepreneurial endeavors on this show, and we have a lot of people on here who do real estate and cryptocurrency and all types of investment. This is 9-to-5 workers right now I'm talking to. My first job out of college was collecting delinquent car notes for Ford Motor Credit Company. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. It was a poor use, in my opinion, of my college degree. I had no idea that one day I would be talking to people and asking them to write me checks for millions of dollars. So here I am calling people at 7:00 at night, telling them that their Ford Escort is 3 months behind and I need them to send me their car payment money. And let me tell you, you will never build better linguistic skills than when you are trying to tell somebody who'd rather have their beef stroganoff that they need to write you a check for their Escort. You learn how to deal with people. You learn how to talk. You learn how to think quickly on your toes. You learn how to empathize. You learn a lot of different skills. During that time, I learned so much that would one day help me when I got to Smith Barney and Payne Weber and New York Life to talk to people about writing checks for $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. I sat in a meeting with an endowment for a college where the assets under management were $87 million. And I was so comfortable just leaning on the skills that I had learned at Ford Motor Credit, collecting $200 Pinto payments. Use your current job to train you for the job that you want next. I always tell people, don't look at your job as a paycheck. Look at yourself as learning a skill from a Fortune 500 or a big company, and that they're paying you to learn. It's the opposite of college, where you pay to learn. Now you got this job, they're cutting you a check and they're teaching you stuff every day. But if you're going to work closed off, if you're going to work, oh, I hate this job, I can't wait till 5 o'clock, you're not going to learn what is there to help you grow. So tip 1, identify your passion. Tip 2, use your current job to train you for when your passion presents itself. And tip 3, we live in an environment right now, post-pandemic, where you can switch jobs just like that. Everybody's hiring. People don't want to go to work still. There's never been a time better since I've been alive to switch careers. So if you are in a job that you feel as though is dead end, that doesn't speak to your spirit, that doesn't train you for what you want to do next, switch jobs. If you can't switch jobs, or just don't find it to be that easy, or you still have a little trepidation, a little fear in your heart, study, study, study. Also from Miles Monroe, he said, do not go to work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then not work for yourself in the evenings and on the weekends. Too many of us get off of work and get to the house, sit in front of a TV, eat dinner, and go to bed. And we're just so tired because we worked so hard. On the weekends, we don't invest in ourselves because this is our time to unwind because we work so hard. Work harder for you than you do for your employer. I don't like it when I see people say, oh, don't work too hard for that job because they'll replace you tomorrow. Don't disrespect your job. Work your ass off at your job, but then come home and work your ass twice as hard for you. That time, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the evenings, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the weekends, that is your time to develop you. That is your time to learn. That is your time to train. That is your time to network. You need to take that time and shape the life you want to have next. So I'm a chubby dude. You guys know I always struggle with my weight. I get so big, I have a hard time putting my socks on. Like I'm a big dude, and I got bad knees, a bad back. I mean, just all of this stuff. Every day I say to myself, you want to be able to put your own socks on, man. You got to put your own socks on. So I sit there, and no matter how hard it is, if I out of breath, I don't care. I put my socks on, because that's a function of my life that I'm not ready to say I can't do anymore. And if it means I can't have a Snickers or a cheesesteak next week because I got to get some weight off me and get back to walking, I'm going to do that. What is the area of your life that it's non-negotiable for you? You want to have a better life, you have to start doing the things that better life resembles, because there is no finish line. My daughter runs half marathons, and there's a finish line at the end of the half marathon, but she knows she has another half marathon 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. The reality is that all of us have in the back of our mind, if I can just get here, like there's this imaginary finish line where everything gets better or gets easier. It does not. Life is a perpetual journey. It's indefinite. It's ongoing. So don't set yourself up by thinking, once I get here, things will be better. Be prepared to stay in the marathon of life. So there are my 3 tips. Follow your passion, use your current job as training, and then make sure you invest your time after you get off of your 9 to 5 into developing yourself into who it is that you want to be. Remember, every time you do something that resembles the future self you want, you make a vote for the new you. So make sure you're doing that. Whew, it was a great week. I'm so happy. I'm waiting for this weekend, enjoying ourselves. We'll be back here next Tuesday with 15 minutes of finance. I want you guys to have a great weekend, and I want you to remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy.